first walk we have each morning going out to work on the tiny house. Sometimes it keeps us from being very motivated to get out here very early in the morning.
Our shiplap interior walls were one of the easier parts of the building process. I helped John make the cuts, he nailed them up, and when all the boards were on the wall, we stained them white. As soon as both our exterior and interior walls were complete, it was time to start cutting holes through all of our hard work. First up was our water intake on the rear driver's side of the house.
We just finished installing the components for our water tank. We have the fill on the outside wall here. This is where the water is going to come in to fill the tank with a gravity feed. We have our 12-volt pump here. This is a little accumulator tank and a filter. So this is just a 12-volt DC water pump, so it'll work whether the house is plugged in or not. Also, these valves here are so we can just hook up to a garden hose and use the pressure from the hose, or we can have it coming from the tank and through the pump. And the pump is just a pressure activated pump, so it senses that the water pressure drops in the line, then that will come on automatically. Here we have the water tank. Alright, so the water tank is going to be strapped in place down here. Fill hose will hook up there. And this holds about 46 gallons, I think. So hopefully it'll last us like at least a week. We just finished our built-in seating area in the little nook back here. The design was kind of inspired by our sailboat. We built these little removable panels, just a little finger hole. And underneath here is our water tank. And we might have a little bit of room to store some blankets or something in here as well. All that's missing now is our cushion. Cutting holes in the side of our new house. Doesn't fit. I think I need the jigsaw.
This particular hole in the wall is for our bathroom fan. We cut another one through the bathroom and into the shed for the fan that vents the composting toilet, and one more for our range hood. We also added a hole in the floor of the trailer for a fresh air intake near the wood stove.
Our cabinets are in. We only have 3, so that was somewhat painless. They're from IKEA, which made them even more painless because they're very easy to put together. John and I did it in an afternoon, and then he built one by himself. The only painful part about it was that we had to drive 3 hours to New Jersey to actually get them. But we're happy with them for the most part. John actually cut 2 inches off the back of them secretly, and that worked out better than I would have guessed. You can't even tell. So yeah, it's starting to feel like a house now, and it doesn't feel too crowded, I don't think. I feel like the more stuff we put in here, the bigger it feels, but I might be delusional.
For the countertops, John found these aspen boards at Lowe's. They look similar to butcher block, but weigh and cost a lot less, which made cutting out the holes for the sink and stove a little less stressful than usual.
So I'm getting ready to install this box for the chimney to go up through. We've got the hole cut in the ceiling up to the underside of the metal roofing. So once I double check everything and feeling confident that this is all in the right spot, then we're going to cut through the metal roofing and get ready to put the fireplace all together.
We started using the wood stove right away to heat the house while we finished it, because I really can't stress enough just how cold and snowy this winter was. It definitely takes some extra time to cut wood small enough to fit in this tiny stove, but considering there's no lack of wood to burn on our property, it still seems like the best choice.
Our house is starting to look like a real house. We're putting in our flooring today.
We decided to go with this vinyl plank flooring. We were going to use cork flooring, laminate, real wood flooring, but with the high traffic and already just from working in here, we always have like dirt and water, and so we were afraid with a small area that we'd end up damaging the floor if we went with any kind of real wood or real laminate. So we went with this vinyl, which should be more durable. It's really thin, just clicks together like it's a floating floor that clicks together. So it's really easy to install, should be really durable, so hopefully it works out well for us. The tiny house is nearing completion. So we got some tools and junk in here, but we've actually been sleeping in the house, just finishing up a few little projects. We've got our bed and everything set up there. It's been pretty comfy. So still to go here. We're still missing our shower surround. First thing we tried was kind of a failure, so took that down and we're gonna try something different here.
Maybe you remember this from our very first video. Our birch plywood bathtub wasn't too difficult to build, and adding fiberglass on the inside made it watertight. But every step beyond that turned out to be kind of a nightmare.
Today we are working on getting the tub in place, trying to figure out all the fittings, where they need to be. It's kind of a tight spot, and normally you'd have a big hole in the floor to work with and be able to assemble some of this stuff from underneath the tub, from your basement or wherever. With this one, there's not a whole lot of access. We have to watch out for the cross members of the trailer and make sure none of that's in the way. So it's going to be kind of a tight fit, but I think we'll be able to make it work.
What have you done so far?
So far I've drilled some holes in the tub, hopefully in the right place, because there's no going back now.
John really wanted to just put a fiberglass surround that we found at one of the bargain construction stores. And I said I really wanted a tub, so we built this tub, and it's been quite a headache for John, but it has to work. Because now we also have like the shower head that's like exposed, and we have this tub. We'll make it work one way or another.
It took 4 separate attempts to find a suitable material and fixative for our shower walls. We ended up with groutable vinyl tiles stuck on with mastic. The tiles were still on the wall when we got to North Carolina, and nothing is leaking, so it seems we found a solution. But sorry, John, for all the extra time you had to put into this project. I'm confident there's gonna come a day when you'll be thankful that I insisted we make a tiny bathtub out of plywood.